President Carter's death has meant different things to different people. For one friend of the Carter family, it represents the end of an era, his father's era.
We continue to hear stories about President Carter's impact on our nation, state, and its people. Fox 5's Johnny Edwards spoke with Chuck Byrd, whose father ran against Carter for governor. Johnny, this was way back in 1966.
That's right, Tom. Courtney, one thing about living to be 100, you outlive your contemporaries. And one contemporary was Chuck Byrd's father, a former lieutenant governor and fellow peanut farmer. The two men were once political rivals, but the two families became longtime friends.
Jimmy Carter's the last one in those 60s. He's the last one.
Chuck Byrd's family goes way back with President Jimmy Carter, back to a time when the Democratic Party dominated Georgia politics. This early 60s photo shows his father, Garland Byrd, once Georgia's lieutenant governor, with Carter looking over the shoulder of Governor Carl Sanders.
I almost get melancholy. They're all gone. I look at photographs, they're all gone.
Like Carter, his father hailed from South Georgia. Both men born in 1924.
They had a very similar background, both being raised during the Depression.
And both men wanted to be governor in 1966 in a crowded primary field.
And back then it was different. It was a lot different. Families gathered together on the campaign trail. We actually ate together. We talked to each other.
Byrd says one of his earliest memories of Carter happened during that campaign at a 4th of July parade in Rome.
We had to select cars from the local dealers. And I looked at my father and I said, I want that car. It was a Tornado, classic cutting-edge car. My father said, no, we're getting a Ford or a Chevrolet. Jimmy Carter's family goes straight to that Tornado.
Byrd recalled his father and other candidates riding inside their cars.
When that parade started, Jimmy Carter, then candidate Jimmy Carter, got on the hood of that car and sat there and rode down the parade route. I was amazed by that. I was 12 years old.
Carter still placed third in that primary. Garland Byrd a distant fifth. Byrd would leave politics.
I, Jimmy Carter, do solemnly swear.
While a decade later, Carter would be elected President of the United States.
How many presidents do you know when they inaugurated walked down Pennsylvania Avenue? He did the same thing in Rome, Georgia. People just didn't remember it. I remembered it.
The two families would become intertwined as the decades passed. Garland Byrd lived in Reynolds, just north of Plains, and ran a peanut buying plant. Chuck's father-in-law was part of Carter's peanut brigade of presidential campaign volunteers. Chuck became friends with Carter's grandson, Jason, as the two men practiced law. Garland Byrd died in 1997 at age 72. A World War II combat veteran, he left a complicated legacy, having run in 1966 as a segregationist. But he also took heat for refusing to close public schools earlier in the decade, something whites demanded to resist integration.
But I'll tell you this. I believe Jimmy Carter would agree with what my father said about those times. I don't want to go back to the good old days. I want to know what tomorrow brings.
History, of course, remembers Carter as mostly silent on the issue of segregation until winning office for governor, saying in his 1971 inauguration speech, the time for racial discrimination is over. Courtney?
Yeah, just such a fascinating look back and inside perspective on what it was like from someone who was there at the time. Johnny, thanks.